Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's June 17th. It's 2010, and per usual, this is the Day 9 daily number 139 going on. And one thing I will say right off the bat, I am delighted that 1,500 of you are here right at the start of the cast because it's kind of interesting with the World Cup on and the beta down. My numbers have gotten weird. Sometimes they're higher, sometimes they're way lower, sometimes they stay low and shoot up. Like my numbers just became nonsensical after the beta went down. So hopefully something like that changes when the beta comes back up. Because it's my heart. I just can't quite take it. And of course, with the NBA Finals, Game 7 going on right now with the Lakers versus Celtics. For any of you who are not into American basketball, there's this game we play where we try to throw a large orange ball into a hoop that's unusually high in the air. When you describe games, they always sound stupid. What's golf? Well, golf is a game where there's a ball that you're trying to get in a hole, but instead of just putting the ball in the hole, you get a long stick that's impossible to use properly for pretty much anyone normal, and you try to put it into the hole with that. And you also start 400 yards away. It just sounds funky, but still it's very popular here, basketball. And what's a little disconcerting is that the stadium is like right next to my house. Like I can walk there really quickly. And last time when the Lakers won this huge championship, there was like rioting. People were just like, "We won!" and they just like flip cars and burn shit. So just make sure that I don't die during the midst of that. So that's pretty exciting. I do have to do a little bit of competition with that. But hey, ain't no thing. I do have to begin with a very special announcement. The show match between myself and my brother will be up on Sunday, so you will get the chance to check that out. There's a thread about it on Team Liquid. You can check information about it with HD Starcraft and Husky Starcraft, because those were the fine hosts of that event. And today we're going to take a look at some mass queening action. I'm feeling a little bit tall today. Problem solved. Love adjustable chairs. So we're going to be taking a look at part 2 of the 2-part set of the mass queen strategy in Zerg vs. Zerg, introduced to me by Zelniq, the very talented Zerg player. And I'm going to do something a little different today. We're going to take a look at the game where I actually played Zelniq. Not all of it, because it's a long game. But we're going to take a look at the part the start and up to the point where I'm really going, oh my god, Mass Queen is really scary. Because we got the chance to see Mass Queen in practice games in part 1. We got to see 4 games that Zelniq was playing against Dimaga to fine-tune this. But here's like an actual ladder practice game where you can see the effects of it and see, holy shit, queens can be absolutely terrifying when you get a lot of them and use them properly. And then in the second part, I was going to just open up, again, a map tester. I'm just using QXC's build order tester still because my ability to download the newer build order tester is 0 because, I'm just going to test a build order. I don't do too much fancy stuff. So this is something a little different than what I've done before. So doing like a game and then practice in the same one. But again, the focus is going to be, oh, cool, saw something cool, let's extract that and start trying to play around with it a little and see if there's any feelings that we can sort of draw from it. So, you know what? There is something I wanted to say. Well, it looks like we're climbing readily close to 2,000 of you fine chaps in here. Blizzard made some posts saying we're going to have chat channels, and I believe they also made some stuff about cross-realm play, and I also think that they made a comment about LAN in the games. And it's weird because I've noticed just this dramatic shift of people going from like, oh my god, Blizzard is the most evil organization, and they literally just want to take money from you and then burn it because they're the devils, and then just, oh, Blizzard, oh, they hurt us, and I think it's so important to just be just a little bit like more even throughout that whole thing, just be like, oh, cool, because now these announcements are out, I'm like, great, can't wait to see them, that'll be great and everything. And it's kind of funny because it's this there's a lot of like group mentality that happens in forums where you get a whole bunch of people just regurgitating the same things that they're hearing from everyone else, and then people kind of get a little more worked up than they should. But also there's one of the most significant things that happens in group interactions, especially with like any strategy game or any game that you play, is people arguing viciously over points in the game. And this is the day 9 wisdom of the day. There is never any value in being right in conversation. There is no value in being right. You should not put any importance on that. I engage in discussions with people about Starcraft sometime, and if they really believe something that I don't, or I believe something that they totally disagree with, well, that's fine. I'm not going to try as hard as I can to prove to them that I'm right. I'm just going to go take my knowledge and win games with it. And, that's... or lose games with it, because that's the benchmark that you should be going for. Discussions and all that good stuff should be more just for fun and pleasure and everything, as opposed to a way to prove to this guy that you can, win in any argument. This is me breaking a neck. This isn't me just, grinding a potato skin off, which is something I did recently. It's a very fun activity. So here now is the game. We're going to be returning to Mass Queen. This is Zelniq spawning at the top right, and just a little bit of history of what had been going on. We were both playing. This was maybe 2 days before the end of the beta. And here's me just announcing my race. And it's kind of funny because we'd played several games in a row, and I was talking to him after like our second or third game on the ladder. And I was searching for a match, and then as we see here, it says, hey, I love how you were like, if you want to play games, then okay. And Zelniq literally just hit find game, and we were instantly paired together. We just kept getting paired against one another, because apparently we were the only 2 human beings in the universe online that day. So this is the third game. We played actually all 3 matchups. Terran vs. Zerg, Terran vs. Protoss, and then a Zerg vs. Zerg. Let me try it again. Terran vs. Zerg, Protoss vs. Zerg, and now a Zerg vs. Zerg. So either way, we're going to be seeing some mass queening stuff at the start of this game. But again, this isn't a practice game. This is a ladder game. So let's just think about things from a normal Zerg vs. Zerging point of view. What is everybody doing? And when I mean everyone, I actually literally do mean everyone on the Asia server is going for 13 to 14 gas, 14 or so pool, just gas before pool in general, and then mass speedling, baneling, bust. And that's the whole strategy. That's literally the only thing that they do. No evolution, no next step, no goal, just like, I'm going to kill him. And then they try to kill you, and that's all. So I have been doing a lot of 14 hatching, just because, I haven't actually done a lot of testing with 14 hatching against a 10 pool and 9 pool strategy. I'm aware that I haven't done this testing, and I'm pretty much just saying, well, the distances are huge on Blistering Sands. They're actually especially long, so I'm not gigantically concerned. What we're seeing Zelniq do is the most normal thing for the matchup. To throw down the spawning pool, to throw down the hatchery shortly thereafter, the 14 pool, 15 hatch. And here's me just building my spawning pool right after my hatchery. So I'm aware that most people do Baneling bus. Now, I have just said I'm early expanding, as we can see here, and obviously Zelniq is early expanding, as we can see there. But again, in the day 9 cam, this is all I know. I am getting close to his ramp. Notice that scout-wise, I'm trying to follow in front here, so that way I can see anything coming out the front, see if there's any pushes coming up, getting my gas at a reasonable time. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be getting my Baneling nest up with my first 50 gas, because I want to have a really nice economy here, and I want to get really nicely set up, but I still want to be able to defend against those Zergling Baneling busts. Because, if I did something, say, get speed first, what would happen? Well, I would have a bunch of really fast Zerglings, and then he would have one Baneling, and he'd kill everything I own. Less than good. So, but there's another interesting thing that happened as I was trying to flesh the Zerg strategy out more and more and more and more over time, is that I was realizing that I would early expand, and I would get this Baneling nest really fast, and then I just keep making Zerglings and Banelings, just keep making them, keep making them, keep making them. And I wasn't really using my expansion. And that is not logically consistent at all. Why early expand if you're not going to use it? Hell, I should just not take the expansion at all. And I started to realize that the problem was that I was making all these Zerglings. What do I need the Zerglings for in Zerg vs. Zerg if I'm playing defensively? All I really need are Banelings. So this is my general plan. Is I'm going to get the Banelings up, play defensively, and try to get a decent number of drones up here and just slowly pull ahead in the economy. I do see that he has this expo up. I'm trying to stay pretty far away because if that queen does come down here, I want to have room to run. But there's my Baneling nest going down, and I'm going to open up this production tab as well, just so that way we can see, oh yeah, I am making more drones. Yeah, here's yet more drones coming out. I want to move forward a little bit aggressively with my Zerglings because I've only seen 2 by him. I'm going to be talking about things mainly from my point of view at the early stages, because Zelniq's pretty much playing normally. He's actually getting Roach Warren at this point. We'll talk about that in just a bit. But, this is my experience against this strategy that I had seen. Yeah, he has 2 Zerglings coming up. Not the biggest deal. Was I actually getting a second queen? I would be surprised if I was. No, it doesn't look like I am. My intention is just to use Mutalisks in the later stages of the game. Because to be honest, very few players are